what you think about yourself is probably one of the most important things in your life next to receiving Jesus, because he died for us to have much more than just a place in heaven. He wants you to have a really great life right here where you're at. And that's not dependent on how much money you have or what kind of job you have or how much education you have. A lot of your joy comes from how you feel about yourself. And I found a long time ago that most people who have problems, serious problems, most people who are dysfunctional, depressed, discouraged, it's not really because of their problems, it's how they feel about themselves and how they see themselves. And maybe you grew up in a Pollyanna family where everything was wonderful and you got told all the time how great you were, but I didn't have that. And probably a lot of you didn't have it. Matter of fact, I was told the opposite. I was stupid, no good, would never amount to anything. It took me a while to learn to like myself, and then I took another step and began to love myself. Now that really makes the devil mad. And see, we're very tempted to think, now wait a minute, isn't that a little bit haughty? Aren't you in danger of getting in pride if you start to think good things about yourself? I don't know why religion has made people think that it's wonderful to feel like nothing and nobody and to be poor and have nothing. That doesn't even make any sense at all. But people feel like you're really religious if you're like that. And I guess religious is what you are, but that's not having a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, we all have trouble and we all have problems, and we always will from time to time. But that's where God shines the best. I believe that all things work together for good. I believe it. I've seen it too many times in my own life, and I've seen it in other people's lives. But there is a catch. You have to have a good attitude while you're going through the problem you're going through. So maybe that's a take-home for somebody today. See, you may be having a problem and think, yeah, all things work out together for good. One of the best things you can do when you're having a problem is go be good to somebody else. I learned that years ago. When the devil attacks me, I go give something away. When he attacks me, I call somebody up and bless them. You don't have to fight with the devil. You can defeat him with love. Romans 12:21 says we overcome evil with good. If you can just see yourself the way God sees you, think of yourself the way God thinks of you, man, you are on your way to a life of victory. And I don't mean you have to go tap somebody on the back and say, look, I'm valuable, wonderful, precious, the apple of God's eye, I have favor. But you need to know that you are those things, and you need to know that in yourself, and I'm going to highly recommend that you confess them out loud every day. And I don't think a lot of people really deep down know who they are. Those two little words, in Christ, they are all over the New Testament, and they are two of the most important words that you will find, because who I am in my works is nothing, who I am in myself is nothing, but when I change families and I come over into God's family, now I'm a new creature in Christ. Old things pass away and everything becomes brand new. The fear of inadequacy is one of the greatest fears that people have. And that fear is, I'm not, I can't, I don't, I didn't, I lack. We always wonder if we're enough. If we're enough for the job, enough for somebody to love. And you have so many situations where people are hurt by other people and they take it onto themselves like, well, there must have been something wrong with me. I wasn't enough, or you wouldn't have. When I was a kid and my father was abusing me, I thought, surely there's something wrong with me. But it wasn't me, it was him. He had a problem, but I had to have Jesus in my life to find that out. And if you're blaming yourself for somebody else's mistreatment of you, right now, this morning is a good time to say the devil is a liar, and I am not going to believe that anymore.